Today, we're going on a tour of my fish room. What's up, YouTube and all my fish keeping friends? What's going on out there in fish tank land? This is Joseph Hardin from JH Aquatics, and I'm bringing you all my fish keeping adventures, knowledge, and more. Today, we're going to take a look at my fish room. A little tour of everything I got going on as of right now. This is my first tank here. This is not my first tank, but this is my first tank in this location, and kind of like getting myself back into the hobby again, you know, moving, money, blah blah blah, everything. But we have my Resporas in here, my Harlequin Resporas, and I have some neon tetras, and there's an angelfish in there. And if anybody that knows me already and knows about what was going on with my angelfish, I have two angelfish that were rescues, and I put them in this community tank when they were babies after salt bath and quarantine and healing and blah blah blah. They were both near death, and I put them into this tank, and they ended up being opposite sex and pairing for the fun of it or whatnot, and tried spawning on that spire-like rock on the left. So I put them into this 55. They spawned 3 more times. She's eaten all the babies, and so this is turning into a story, not a fish room tour, but these are the basics. Y'all need to know this stuff. So that's the male in there now. I put them both in here. They spawned, but he started beating her up. I don't know if he was mad at her for eating all the eggs. I don't know. I think he's wild caught and she is captive bred, but I don't know the deal. But I couldn't have him beating her up and like trying to kill her. So I first put him over into the community tank, separated them like punishment, put him back after a few days, thinking maybe he might learn like a dog or something. But he didn't. He tried to kill her again. So I put her into this tank now because I figured she shouldn't be punished. I put her in there with the community, let her have some, you know, stuff going on, and I'll figure him out. The plans for this tank is for it to be, in the end, an Amazon Biotope, heavy tannins, a lot of biomatter, plant matter, and whatnot in here. Here's an example of some of that stuff. I collect this locally, being here in the tropics. I collect a lot of stuff. I'm working with the USVI to import this stuff to you guys soon, I hope. But this stuff will all get sterilized and treated, you know, soaked in, and it's going to end up in this tank down here. But anyways, let's keep focus. So, and then I have this rack that I made. I'm kind of proud of myself for it. I want to paint it one more time. But I have the 50 on top, and this is going brackish. This has my Elliot, the eel, snowflake, brackish water eel. You can see his body in there inside the cave. And then I have some platies that are in here right now, but the salinity is not that high yet, but I'm taking it up there slowly. And these platies are going to come out of here. They're being sold, and then this is going to go all the way brackish for the eel, and if anything, some gobies or not, depending on how hungry he gets. He's eaten 4 grammies of mine, dwarf grammies. So I saw him in his mouth. He swallowed them right down in front of my face. Anyways, and then we have here, this is my Biotope Tank, St. John Biotope Tank. It's my paludarium. I didn't even clean it off for the video. I didn't even clean the glass. Oh, I'm horrible. That's another video, though. We'll get into this deeper. But we have a local guppies, wild guppies that I collected out of a gut here on the island of St. John in the U.S. Virgin Islands. And I built this paludarium from a tank that was cracked. The tank was cracked in shipping from Amazon. On the right-hand side over here, the side wall, the side panel was cracked. So I put plexiglass from the inside and siliconed it in, and I figured I'm not going to ever fill it up all the way, but I went ahead and figured I'll make a paludarium out of it and go halfway. That'll be safe. So this is all silicone and real rock. Half the plants are local, and then I also have immersed plants. I didn't clean this at all, but you have You even see some sterogen rippins in there, and I have bacopa in here, and there's some java moss, and what do we call in here? Let's see. I'm trying to think of all the names. I'm going blank now. Anyways, and then we have over here in this tank, we have my cherry barb colony, which I was breeding for a while. So half of these I bred. Started out with, I think, 6. So more than half, I guess. And I got some wild plants. Everything, all my plants, all my tanks are planted in dirted tanks. I should mention that. That's kind of a big thing for me. Natural biotopes, natural tanks. I want as much life in them as possible. You know, it just makes sense that that's a good thing in the end. I guess if balanced properly. And then I also have my sunrise micro-riff guppies in here, which I was breeding for a while and selling to a pet store. It's kind of doing some breeding for profit thing with that. And I'm moving on to other guppies now, which brings me to the next 2 tanks on the bottom, which are real fun to clean, you know, on your hands and knees down here, 4 inches off the floor. But I have to work with what I got, what I have, you know. So this started out to be my Dutch tank, Dutch style tank, you know, and I never let it, I was just overzealous, which is something you learn in the fish hobby. You just throw everything in too quick and you're going to deal with it the hard way, and it's going to take you a lot longer. So I'm just finally like kicking the nitrogen cycle all the way, and I had a lot of plants that melted back through the process and through the algae bloom and things like that. But we're doing really good, and I have some cherry shrimp in here that were given to me by a friend in the hobby from Puerto Rico. And he gives me plants as well. Some of these plants, the back right plants there, the hygrophila I believe it is, and whatnot. And then I also have, you know, I'm going to have to turn this sideways because I got it on the tripod. But you can see there's thousands of shrimp in here. There's lots and lots and lots of shrimp. But yeah, if I can get this iPad to focus. Anyways, it's fun. I'm having fun with that tank, and it's just coming back around after going out of town and having the nitrogen cycle go off, you know. So, and then we have over here, oh, I shouldn't forget, in regards to guppies, up here at the top, these are all female guppies that were from Thailand that were purchased through Guppy Train. The guy at Guppy Train, Chris, he's a really awesome guy. But I had the same problem that a lot of people have had with him, is just long waits for the fish, and then not having the fish that you were looking for at all, and having to totally pick something else, whatever he has. So I got a kind of like a mixture of a bag from him. I think I had like 7 or 8 fry. So these are all female, fancy guppies. I don't even have the names of them right now in my head. But there's the females there, and the males are over here in this tank with my my longfin zebra Danios, which I got them because they were kind of rescues. I have a lot of rescue fish, but I got these Danios because they were covered with fungus on their fins because of their long fins, and they were in a bad spot in a pet store, and I snagged them all up. But they're just so like hyperactive. They have to be in the right situation. You know, you put them in there with the wrong fish, and they'll make other fish crazy because they're just spastic little guys. I like them. They're a lot of energy and movement in a tank, but just the right kind of tank, you know. And I have Peanut is hiding out in here. I have a Placo, a common Placo. The pet store doesn't know anything about exactly what kind, so I can only guess. But he's hiding out somewhere. His name is Peanut. He was also a rescue. He was covered in ick and fungus. He had to stay in quarantine for almost 4 weeks before I felt comfortable putting him in another tank with anybody else. But now he is the #1 bioload in that tank. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead, we're going to go check out the grow out room and whatnot I have going on in the other room here. This is my lab space, technically. I have my fish lab, kind of, sort of, / immersed plant grow operation in here. In the second level there we have my grindle worms and my micro worms, and then I do live baby brine shrimp down on the bottom shelf when I have fry that I need to feed live baby brine. And so you have, it's a big space for a little camera here. Let's see, I have my grow out tubs down below, and I'm doing an endler, a double swordtail endler, and I have some breeding in the left one, and I have babies growing out in the right. And then the little tank in the back corner there, that is a quarantine tank. Right now I have some isolated males that I'm looking at, get them to grow out, get a little more color. And they seems like the endlers in green water, their colors will pop in like in cloud, green water and tannin water. So this is my glove box. I use this for doing different inoculations on when I'm working with plants, doing plant culture, cloning and stuff like that. That's some stuff you're going to see in some videos. I like to play with that. I'm just a little bit of a mad scientist. But I have all my meds, all my stuff. I keep my water. I'll run about 50 gallons of water at a time and treat it, and then do water changes. And then I have my little fridge that I keep all my meds in, and my pressure cooker that I use to sterilize things, and autoclave lab equipment. But that's mostly for sterilizing growing medium and other mediums that I use for doing plant tissue culture, cloning and whatnot. And then I have my whiteboard, which I can use to do all kinds of fun scribbles and notes and little diagrams for you guys. We'll have fun with that as well. Through my dirty kitchen, I'm going to move real fast. I have my bathroom that's torn apart. The very end, I have my little grow out spot out here. It's supposed to be a fire escape. I'll have to hop over my tanks to get out of here in a fire. But I have one tank there now. I have another other half of this 55-gallon drum that's cut in half. I have the other half of it over here. It still has a leak on one of the two top sides. I still have to go ahead and do silicone because I've done Teflon tape and pipe dope. And I'm also a plumber, so I'm good with plumbing, but it definitely still drips because of the threads that are in it. So I'm going to go ahead and silicone those bottoms, and then that'll go out here and also be grow out. Right now I have some mixed guppies. They're just going to go to the pet store on this island or on the main island and get rid of those, or sell them to a friend. But back out through my kitchen, have my lab space, and then into my fish room / living room. But that's that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed already, go ahead and take a moment now to subscribe down below. And don't forget to like, comment, and share. And remember, guys, keep your tanks clean, your fish fed, and have fun.